Here's Blunt Universe, Blunt World. I'm your host with the most, here to brag, both celebrate, toast, and you know we came here to smoke. I'm Tay Loose Cannon Adams. If you like this video and you like other videos, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to comment to the Nubian Blaze page, to also the Very Blunt Sports Podcast YouTube page. Both of those pages, both of those channels, I mean, are on YouTube. Let us know what you think. Let us know how y'all been feeling. First off, I'm glad to be back. Had to handle a couple of things, but got some news going on, whatever you want to call it. I'm just here to give it to you how I feel it. These are just my thoughts coming off of my chest, my heart, and my mind. So we basically gonna get right into it now. Last time I said something about the Will Smith situation, him slapping Chris Rock, but the Oscars, they wound up banning them for 10 years. Quiet as it kept, like, nobody was really watching the Oscars. Nobody really cared for the Oscars because a lot of people get snubbed. And the reason I'm reporting about this is because he did win the Oscar, you know, for King Richard, that's playing Venus and Serena's pops. And plus, he was a rapper at one point in time, whether if y'all want to recognize it, acknowledge it, or accept it. But that's just what it is at this moment. So we're just going to keep it moving like that. But him getting banned for 10 years, that's basically harsh-ass punishment, if you ask me. Granted, he shouldn't have did what he did, you know, especially on national TV, slapping Chris Rock and shit. He should have just, I don't know, waited till after awards or whatever, handle it however he felt that he was going to handle it the best way he knew how. But all in all, he shouldn't be banned for 10 years, especially when people done a lot worse in the acting world, in the acting community, directors, you know, like Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, and a whole bunch of other guys. But the difference is they didn't do that in front of a national, you know, TV audience. I guess that's the only difference. Either way, you know, they should just punish all around the board. Will Smith had a moment. Everybody have a moment. People entitled to having a moment, you know, whatever the case may be, but that don't make them a bad person. Now make them bad people, and that's just, you know, all I gotta say about that. But football news, whatever you want to call it, is going on. I just like to report, say what's going on. But if you don't know, now you know. Frank Gore signed a one-day contract with the 49ers. He wanted to retire as a 49er. If you didn't know, he has 16,000 rushing yards. That's the third most in the NFL. Especially, you know, that's real good throughout the whole, you know, history. He lasted a long time. He definitely had longevity with 5 different teams. Like I said, the 49ers, the Indianapolis Colts, and Miami Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills, and the New York Jets. But he signed that one-day contract so he could finish out his career where he started at. You know, he came from Ohio State, especially, you know, real good standout from there. Some of his awards and accolades: he was second-team All-Pro, a 5-time Pro Bowler, NFL's 2010s All-Decade Team, won the Art Rooney Award in 2016. He was a BCS national champion with Ohio State, and like I said, he was in the 3rd round, 65th pick. But the way how I always liked Frank Gore, he always was a hard runner to me, and he had moves, but he was just strictly straight to the business style type running back. Wasn't nothing too flashy about him. He just liked to get the job done, and I take somebody getting the job done over all of that flash and all of that other shit that might come with it. So definitely, you know, big ups to him. Now, real sad that got a report that former Ohio State quarterback and Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, he was actually drafted by the Washington football team at the time. Now they the Washington Commanders. I'm going to get on them a little bit. But Dwayne Haskins passed away. He was only 24 years old. He was hit by a car while he was training in South Florida with a bunch of, you know, Steelers teammates. Just real sad that he didn't even get a chance to begin his life, and it was already, you know, taken from him. And they had a little report. Somebody on ESPN had mentioned, you know, his career woes in the beginning of them reporting when he passed away. Shouldn't have did that. I ain't gonna say it's rude. I'm gonna just say it was uncalled for, excuse me, and it just wasn't the right moment, the right time. I mean, we were going to talk about his sports accolades. That should have been somewhere down the line, but if you're reporting and talking about somebody's death, especially a kid, he was a kid, only 24 years old, you shouldn't put that out there when mentioning that, he passed away. Even though he did pass away, still find some type of way to celebrate the life that he did live, the 24 years that he did exist on the earth. So definitely, prayers and everything regards, to his family. Everybody helped them in their time of need. The Pittsburgh Steelers organization, the whole NFL organization, the Shield, please, protect them, watch over them in their time of need. So if you didn't know, now you know. A while ago, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I'm still calling him The Rock, and a couple investors, they bought the XFL from Vince McMahon, because it had basically went down when the pandemic had happened. But they revealed the logo. I ain't gonna really share the logo too much because now they're in the process of, I guess somebody is suing them, saying that the logo is actually theirs or copyright. So I ain't gonna share that. I'm gonna just share the old logo. But The Rock said he's pumped to reveal the new XFL 2023 logo as he built an organization and shape our own of a kind. And he said the hungry XFL culture, the X represents the intersection of dreams and opportunity. So that's basically good, nice, positive way to look at it. I'm happy to see that The Rock is trying to rebuild the XFL and trying to make them somewhat of a legit league that the NFL is testing new rules and new equipment and all of that other good stuff on. If you didn't know, The Rock, before he was The Rock, he was always, obviously been Dwayne Johnson. But before he was WWE champion, before he was a movie star, he did play the Miami Hurricanes. That's the U for all of y'all that know. And he got a national championship in '94. He was 94, so you could definitely go check that out. If you don't believe me, I just know what I know. Now, while receivers is out here getting paid, ain't knocking it, get your money, do what you do, because Stephon Diggs and the Buffalo Bills, they got an agreement, 4-year, $104 million extension that includes $70 million basically up front. So nothing wrong with Stephon Diggs getting paid, Devontae Adams getting paid. Sammy Watkins got a 1-year deal with the Green Bay Packers, so that gives Aaron Rodgers, basically a good target, not a replacement for Devontae, but something that, their relationship could build. Like I said, these wide receivers, they getting paid. Oh, definitely Tyreek Hill, so get your money while you can. What more can you say? Like, especially with Tyreek Hill, he got the ring. People know who he is. Can't get mad at him for chasing the bag. He did what he was supposed to do, because I would have did the exact same thing too. Basketball-wise, AI, that's Allen Iverson for y'all that don't know, excuse me. AI and Viola Brands, they got a partnership to come out with a cannabis line, aka weed. But I guess cannabis, that's the political way to say it, you know what I'm saying? Because, we smoke over here. That's why I call y'all blunt heads, and this is the blunt world, and we all trapped into the blunt universe because we speak our mind and we like to toke and smoke, you know what I'm saying? However you want to say it, however you want to roll it, it is what it is. But they partner up. They got a cannabis line going on. What do y'all think it should be called? Should it be called Crossover? Should it be called The Answer? I'm looking forward to it. See what it could bring. That's just me personally. Say whatever you want. Now, we all know the expression that shit rolls downhill. Well, the Lakers basically ain't been the Lake Show. They ain't been Showtime. They basically been the shit show. They fell to the 11th seed in the West. Basically didn't even make it to a play-in tournament. So something got to change. And they thought the first thing that should change is Frank Vogel, because he got fired after 3 years. He was 6-18 since the All-Star break. Now, in 2020, his first year, he got the NBA championship with the Lakers, giving them the 17th ring in their organization. Some people try to discredit that. Some people try to say, oh, it was in the bubble, it should have an asterisk. No, it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. They didn't control that. They didn't know that the pandemic was going to happen. They didn't know any of this stuff. So you can't put that stain on LeBron's career. You can't put that stain on Frank Vogel's career. You can't put that stain on the Lakers franchise or their organization or the people the players, that helped them get that far. But in 2001, lost in the first round, to the Phoenix Suns. They actually won the play-in game. They beat Steph Curry, the 3-guard, and the Golden State Warriors, which I like the play-in tournament because that right there shows you what it's all about, the excitement that it brings back to the game when people are going hard and playing hard in regular season. And just like the other day, the Atlanta Hawks and the Cleveland Cavaliers, even though the Cavaliers got knocked out, and that put the Atlanta Hawks into the play-in tournament. Not the play-in tournament, but gave them the 8th seed so they could go on and play the Miami Heat. That was a good game. Ice Trey, he was ice cold in a good way. He just had straight ice water through his veins. He knew how to finish. He knew when to dish. He knew when to shoot. He was hitting it from basically the Cavaliers logo, half court, but a little bit off topic, off subject. And in 2022, basically this year, they was the 11th seed, like I said, with a 32-49 record. Back to talking about the Lakers again. So, what does this mean? What does this mean for their organization as a whole? You know what I'm saying? It's like when they win the championships, and this is with any team in any franchise, when you win the championships, it's like the front office, wants their respect, they want their flowers and their accolades, as they should. But whenever, the team ain't playing good and the Titanic get to sinking and everything get to go tanking left field, they don't want to take none of the blame about any of that. So that's why I said shit rolls downhill. And Frank Vogel, he happened to be downhill and he's catching it. Coaches in any sport is expendable. Hate to say it like that. It just is what it is. But they'll replace a coach before they really replace a star player. But in this incident, I think a lot of shit is about to be moved around, a lot of different pieces. With the Lakers organization, can't keep Russ. Don't know what they're going to do with AD. Is LeBron coming back for another year? Is he going to stay in LA? Is he going to... Nobody knows with all the uncertainty what's going on. Is Carmelo Anthony going to stick around, for another year? Because he went to the Lakers, strictly to ring chase. And that, I ain't saying nothing bad about him because I like Carmelo Anthony and all. And he deserved to be in a position, play for a ring. People forget, LeBron been playing 19, 20 some odd years. Carmelo Anthony has been too. He came out of that same draft class in 2003. But we're going to talk more about the Lakers in the next episode and all of the NBA play-in. Not the play-in no more, excuse me. We in the playoffs now. No more play-in, playoffs. And so stuff about to get turned up. It's about to be something different. Who going to take the title, this year? Is it somebody from the East? Is it somebody from the West? But I know for the 75th anniversary of the NBA, it's been a good season, and I can't really, necessarily complain about it because I love the sport of basketball, and that's just what it is. But definitely big ups to Joel Embiid he became the NBA scoring champion, and he was the first center to do it since Shaq, and that was in 2000. So I like Joel Embiid. I like the fact that he has an okay jump shot. He can shoot when he can, but I like the fact that he plays bully ball. He knows how to get down low. In the words of Shaq, straight barbecue chicken. So I want to see what him and the 76ers going to do. Can him and James Harden stay healthy? Is James Harden going to choke when it comes down to the come down, when it comes down to being clutch? What is he going to do? Then over there on the West, honestly, I think the title is coming out the East. I don't really see nobody in the West really taking it this year. I think the East is a lot deeper and it's a lot stacked as far as the teams. Like I said, people need to give Miami their respect. People need to give Chicago their respect, and you can't forget about the the reigning defending NBA champs, the Milwaukee Bucks. That's just what it is. I really don't see too much noise coming out the West. I mean, Luka Doncic is hurt right now, so there's a good chance that Dallas might get swept in their series. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know how y'all watching, what games y'all watching in these NBA playoffs. Now, last but not least, paying homage a little bit, giving a little history, because some history needs to be explained and some history needs to be spoken of and put out there about Miss Dawn Staley. If y'all don't know Dawn Staley, she's a coach, women's basketball, obviously, but you're about to know a little bit more. She's a reigning defending champion as a coach with South Carolina. But here's what y'all need to know about this lady right here and why I respect her and why basically I can honestly say she's one of my favorite female ballers. Women's sports do need to get supported a lot more. WNBA, women's soccer team and stuff like that, it really definitely do. And women's college basketball, all of that needs to be really supported and put more into the forefront, because these women are balling. They're doing a lot of revolutionary things. And Dawn Staley is one of them as a head coach. Now, before she got to South Carolina, they had 8 tournament appearances, 3 Sweet 16s, 1 Elite 8, and zero Final Four appearances. But when they hired her and she got there, 10 tournament appearances, 9 Sweet 16s, 5 Elite 8s, and 4 Final Fours. Now, that was just a little bit of her as a coach, but we need to give her flowers, acknowledge her, understand and recognize that she is the first black head coach in men's or women's Division I basketball history to win multiple national champions. We really need to acknowledge this, give her praise and everything. She deserves all of this. Matter of fact, her, Becky Hammond, Rebecca Lobo, Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Miller, all of these women need to be recognized and given their flowers to. And basically, y'all need to know that these are some of the pioneers as far as women's basketball. And it should keep growing, and going and going. And like I said, just need to understand and recognize this, but we're going to go back to Dawn's stats. 6-time WNBA All-Star, 6-time SEC champion as a coach, 5-time SEC Coach of the Year, 3-time Olympic gold medalist. Matter of fact, hit the pause button on that a little bit. She was on the 96 women's Olympic team. Matter of fact, if y'all remember, she was on the episode of Martin, where her, Rebecca Lobo, and a couple other women played Martin, Tommy, and Cole, and Nipsey, and a couple other people in the basketball game. And I saw that she said on the Breakfast Club, like, a lot of people recognize her from that, know her from that. Granted, yeah, that was a classic episode. It was a good look, for that women's basketball team to get recognized basically on a national TV level like that. But that wasn't all that she's about. Like I said, 2-time Naismith Player of the Year, 2-time WBCA Player of the Year, 2-time ACC Player of the Year, 2-time A10 Coach of the Year. I mean, her stats is up there. Her credentials is up there as a player and as a coach, and we really need to understand and recognize this. And she's a 2-time champion, national champion, as a coach for the women's South Carolina college team. Now, she also was WNBA 10th anniversary team. She was on that, and she was on that 15th anniversary team. She was the 9th pick overall to the Charlotte Sting, and also played for the Houston Comets. She was an overall pick in 1999, the 9th overall pick, round 1, in case you didn't hear me or understood what I was saying. Sorry about that. Now, she was also inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in 2012. and inducted into the Men's Basketball Hall of Fame in 2013. So definitely big ups to Dawn Staley, her career, what she's been able to accomplish throughout the years and everything. Like I said, we need to speak up more about women's sports. We need to basically acknowledge it a little bit more. Definitely, we send our, prayers and regards to Brittany Griner and her family, everything that she's going through over there in Russia. I don't feel that she should be jailed. She shouldn't have been jailed that long, even though we got to understand that what we find petty and basically dumb in the United States, other countries don't. We understand it's just a little hashish oil, as they said, hashish oil. But we all know what it is, she like smoke. She was getting high. Pretty sure she ain't the only one. And I ain't saying getting high is a bad thing, because I smoke weed and there ain't nothing wrong with it. But it is what it is. But like I said, we got to really think and understand that what we find dumb and petty and stupid, other countries don't. And I think we should be working hard on trying to at least get her back over here and prosecute it the right way. If they is going to go that route, I think they should just let it be. I think it should be time served. Just let her walk and ban her from Russia, like y'all banned Will Smith from the Oscars. What's so wrong with that? Do it like that. Now, like I said, on the next show, that's going to be dropping. We're going to be getting more into the NBA playoffs and basically dissecting the Lakers and going through whose fault it is. And we ain't just putting the blame on one person. We ain't going to put the blame on LeBron. We ain't going to put the blame on Russ or AD. We ain't going to put the blame on Frank Vogel. We ain't going to just put the blame on Magic Johnson. We ain't going to just put the blame on Rob Pelinka. We ain't going to just put the blame on Jeannie Buss. We putting the blame on everybody as a whole. And how I break that down and how I do that, I hope y'all see, acknowledge, and understand that. So with that being said, the blunt is now out. The smoke is clear. I hope y'all enjoy y'all holiday and be safe out there. We got enough dumb shit already going on in the city of Erie. So let's just calm it down. Oh, definitely, when I had mentioned, some of the female ballers that's pioneering the game, I also want to throw out my city own Miss Kayla McBride, that's basically on the way to carving her own path and being a pillar and a pioneer in not just women's basketball, but women's sports. So definitely big ups to her. Rep the city all the time. Like I said, smoke is out. Well, the blunt is out. The smoke is clear. Now the smoke is about to be out when I open the door. Hope y'all smell it, inhale it. Until next time, love yourself and love yours. And I'm out.
I don't need a fucking cosign or to post rhymes for controversy. I'm calculated, your validation does not concern me. You created a character you can market, but I'm sharp enough to sharpen my view whenever you charge him. I can